We have a very devastating injury update as there are a lot of things to cover, but let's get right into it. Starting with Christian McCaffrey. Due to the PCL injury, it is basically being announced that it is a 6-week timetable for recovery. And that means Christian McCaffrey will be placed on IR, ending his 2024 season. Just absolutely brutal. I mean, we got a little bit of glimmer of hope from Ed talking about how it was maybe just a strain and how he could potentially come back, but that won't be the case. Uh, Now Christian McCaffrey is done for the year. This is just so unfortunate for Christian McCaffrey, specifically because, as we all saw, he was hitting his stride. He looked like the old Christian McCaffrey, regardless of the turf and the field conditions and all of those things. He was moving really well, looked explosive, and looked like a guy that could absolutely just be back to what we had seen when he was the offensive player of the year just a season ago. But his season is officially over. And if you thought that was bad, it just keeps getting worse. Jordan Mason finds himself on injured reserve as well. He has a high ankle sprain. That is insane. That is literally insane. The 49ers lose their top two running backs from the same game. And this is just this is unbelievable. I can't believe that this is our reality. I mean, I've heard people talk about it, invoke 2020 vibes when the 49ers were just decimated from injury. And it's hard to not make those parallels with what is going on right now. Because guess what? I have more updates for you of more players heading to injured reserve. Yeah, there's more. So let's get into that. But again, just gutted for all of these players. This is just insane at this point. Defensive tackle Kevin Givens, who's been battling injury all year, finally is able to come back, and he tears his pectoral muscle, and he is out for the season. So the 49ers continue to have devastating injury after devastating injury. And again, believe it or not, we still have more injury updates coming straight to you. But these three obviously are extremely unfortunate and kind of take the cake in regards to everything that we've been just talking about and going through, and just unbelievable situation that the San Francisco 49ers find themselves in. Obviously, we have other players to update on who didn't even play in the game against uh, the Bills. Obviously, with Nick Bosa and Trent Williams, Nick dealing with the hip oblique and Trent dealing with the ankle, they will be monitored throughout the week to be able to determine if they can go or not. Obviously, as I'm sure many of you have already heard, the tragedy that struck Trent Williams, where he had a stillborn and lost another twin. Just absolutely devastating. Again, just words can't even describe that feeling at all. And especially I have been in Trent's similar situation, not exactly, but just absolutely devastating for Trent. And my heart goes out to him and his family, and just absolutely these are the things that are bigger than football. I know we can be frustrated with the outcome and the injuries and things like that, but stuff like that takes precedent over all of this. But unfortunately, we do have more updates to get to, so let's get into them. Aaron Banks and defensive tackle Jordan Elliott will remain in the concussion protocol. They missed last week's game, so we will have to determine what their availability is moving forward. Just crazy. Today's been a crazy day. Cornerback Diamador Lenore dealing with a knee, should be back at practice on Wednesday. So I guess that's some good news. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles is day-to-day with a knee. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw, who returned to practice last week, had his practice window open, will continue to practice, but no timetable if he will return to action or not. And safety Talanoa Hufanga, who's been dealing with a wrist issue, will have his practice window opened up this week. But with Talanoa, he is still, I believe, going to have a cast and things of that nature. And so just a crazy, crazy situation with how this is all playing out, with all the injuries, all the tragedy, the devastation, the mental exhaustion, the contract negotiation holdouts and drama heading into the year. It has been a wild, wild season, obviously for 49er fans, but of course for these players as well, who have to do it day in and day out. It's just absolutely crazy. Where we find ourselves this season. Last night's game was, it is what it is. It was an embarrassment, just based on how the team played and how, it went. And, it started off with a little glimmer of hope, and then it just went away as soon as we had it. And then from there on out, obviously this is on the back of the game against the Green Bay Packers, which was also an embarrassing fashion. And it's brutal, man. It's brutal on so many levels. It's brutal beyond it's it's brutal beyond so many different things. It's brutal beyond the field. It's brutal beyond the white lines and what football is. It's just our guys having to go through personal loss, and just it's devastating. This season has just really, really taken its toll in many different aspects, and just so defeating at the end of the day. So, man, thoughts and prayers go out to obviously guys like Trent Williams, Mooney Ward, and the things that those guys are having to deal with. Again, my thoughts and prayers go out to guys like Jordan Mason, who's going to be I think he's going to be a UFA at the end of the year. I have to double check, or I think he might be an RFA. He'll be a free agent, but he might have a restricted tag on him, so I'm going to double check that. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey has been doing everything he can to be able to get back and get to that point, and then it felt like we finally saw it, and his season is over. Just almost to the point where I'm at a loss for words. Just absolutely insane. But you guys let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.